Hello, so I thought I'd do a quick video on, well, I don't know whether it's going to be quick to be honest, on my laser eye surgery experience. I got LASEK and it's now been 2 months, well almost 2 months, so 7.5 weeks since I got the surgery itself at Optimax in Newcastle. So before I got it done, I'd heard so many positive stories. Like, I hadn't heard anyone say like it's really difficult recovery or anything like that. So I just want to enlighten people that it's not plain sailing if you get LASEK. I can't speak for anyone that got LASIK because I think that's like a 24 to 48 hour recovery. It's really quick and like probably is a lot easier. Mine, I didn't qualify for that, so only because my cornea was too thin, qualified for LASEK. So they will assess you if you go to like Optimax or anywhere and tell you whether you qualify. And mine was like on the verge, so I think another surgeon would have maybe done LASIK, but you know, you don't want to take risks and they didn't want to take risks, so I'm down for having LASIK. So they did warn me it's a longer recovery, but the benefits are that you have like a lower chance of dry eyes, which is a symptom of both types of laser surgery up till 6 months. I got LASEK on the 11th of October, so almost 8 weeks ago now, and I wasn't that scared before the surgery. I got quite nervous on the day and then sitting in the waiting room waiting for, I don't know, they tell you to get there, and so we got there early, and then when we did get there was a lot of waiting, and there was like someone sat across from me and someone sat next to me, and I was sat with my dad, and I was like, oh my god, like, do you think he's just been in? Does he look like he's happy? Does he look like he's in pain? Does he look like he can see? Does he look like he's blind? Anyway, like, just overthinking essentially for this period of sitting in there. So that was the worst bit. And then going in, getting it done was not that bad. It's like 3 seconds per eye, and there is like a dentist chair and you have to lie under it and like put your eye under the laser, which yes is a bit like difficult to do because it's like against your instinct to expose your eye to a laser. But yeah, you do it, and then they numb your eyes, you can't feel it, you can smell it. They clamp it open and then you just look at a red dot, zap, and then you look at a red dot and zap. And the only thing that you really have to do is not move, which I feel that. So with this eye, I managed to stay perfectly still, like no issues, and then this eye, I must have flinched because I was like, oh my god, that was done, like, oh, this one, oh, flinch. So I did move, but it's fine. Like, the laser tracks the part of your eye that it's meant to be working on, and if you move it, and I think actually, I don't think it was when he was lasering that I moved, I think it's when he was putting drops in my eye, and he said don't move or it'll sting, and then obviously I moved, it stung. So idiotic me, but these things happen, and then the rest of the process absolutely fine. I came out, and like, I know people who've got LASIK and said they come out and can just see pretty much straight away. I could not, and I was wearing my big glasses because you're light sensitive, but I was feeling fine, like no pain and nothing. Went for a coffee, not taking it very seriously, like my hair was blowing in my eyes. It was a bit like, oh, that probably shouldn't happen, but didn't, like, I wasn't in pain. I didn't really think too deeply at that point. I was just like so adrenaline like pumped up that I'd actually managed to get through it without like passing out or running away from the chair. And then so the rest of the day I knew that I couldn't look at screens or anything like that, so went home and was basically torturing my dad, saying, Google this for me, Google this for me, talk to me, I'm so bored, like, what's ketchup made of? Like, random question, anything you can think of, I was asking him to Google. And bless him, he was like being my carer and doing everything for me, which I really did take advantage of. And then the next day, my mum came home and she was like, what are you doing, like, sat in this bright room, like, asking your dad to Google things, like, you should be lying in a dark room, like, not doing anything, which, to be fair, was the official instruction. So the next day I did just that. I got really into podcasts, so literally never, at first I was thinking, what am I literally going to do for this week period when I can't look at screens or see, because I couldn't see, like, I couldn't see close up, and I didn't even realise that would be a thing. I couldn't, like, it's not like I was trying not to look at screens, I could not see them. I couldn't see text on my phone, couldn't see Instagram. So yeah, so I listened to Serial first because I know my friends had listened to that while we were traveling in Australia. But I found this a really enlightening experience for mindfulness because my mind literally is on like 10 different things at once all the time. And I'm always, if I'm watching Netflix, posting to Instagram, like at least 2 things at once. Eating food, like probably 5 things. So when you literally cannot see, well, almost cannot see anything, can't leave the house, can't put makeup on, can't wash, you're not allowed to shower, put makeup on, put creams on your face. You literally aren't allowed to do anything except eat and be. So this is when I became very mindful. Like, it was a really good time just to like lie there and not be able to do anything, but it was quite calming, even though it should have been quite stressful because I couldn't see. Didn't know whether my eyesight would recover or not. Like, knew it was meant to, but you have your doubts, don't you? So it should have been a stressful time, but instead it was a time when I got to grips with mindfulness. So great. So yeah, it was fine on the Friday. I did the whole listening to podcast thing that day. The Friday night was the time that the pain arrived. So imagine when you look into the sun and your eyes like sting, but your head, like, you hear the like sting in your ears. There's like a rush of blood, and then your eyes just water loads. So that process just was happening time after time after time. Whether I looked at a bright light or not, I could be sat in a dark room and it would be happening. So it happened Friday night, Saturday day. I couldn't really listen to podcasts and chill. This was not mindful. I was pacing up and down because I was too like anxious with this happening to my eyes. So I was pacing, trying to distract myself by pacing. And then on that night, same thing again. And you have to wear eye shields, by the way, which, like 2 massive shields that you like, I thought they'd come with a string, but they don't. They come with a tape, sticky tape that you have to like stick all over your face, so attractive. And I got really like paranoid that it would come off, so I'd put tape literally everywhere and then wake up in the morning and be like, ow, this is painful to remove. So that was another fun part. But yeah, so I was painful for Friday night, Saturday night, and I was just thinking it will end, just let it end. And I was continuously putting like antibiotic drops in, like lubricating drops. And then on the Sunday, it left me, the pain left, and I thought, oh my god, this is amazing. The pain, like, I was so happy. And then from Sunday to Thursday when I went back to work, like I still couldn't really see. Like, actually no, I lie, because I had bandage lenses on and I had to go into Optimax on the Tuesday to get them removed. And when I did get them removed, I heard that your eyesight gets worse because they have to readjust to like not having them on. Mine was really good. Like, I went to the River Bruco in Newcastle, I had a coffee, was looking across the river and could read like signs across the river, which up until that point, like, things weren't clear. So that's the point. I thought, I'm there, like, I am there. Well, it's not there. My vision was still like up and down. She'd looked at my eyes at this point and said, like, they're fine, like, you're doing quite well for this stage, just keep putting the drops in. So like the lubricating drops, the others, had they ended? Oh no, I needed to put in the other drops for a week as well. So there was antibiotic drops and like something else to stop infection, to stop pain, I don't know. No, they didn't stop pain because they gave me something else for that that could only be used for 48 hours, but unfortunately my pain didn't start till after 48 hours. And I believe, like, maybe if I'd have called Optimax and said, the 48 hours since my surgery is up, yeah, I haven't used this drop, can I just use it now? They'd have said, of course, like, but I didn't do that. I just wanted to stick by the rules that were written down in my book. And it was like 40 hours after surgery only, so I was like, okay, I'll just be in pain. Yeah, so I went back for the appointment, all was fine, I could see. And then the next few days are fine, my vision was obviously better, went back to work. Hadn't realised how bad my close-up vision was, it was terrible. I like have 2 screens at work and all day I'm just looking at screens and like quite small text on screens, like figures and stuff, and I just couldn't. I was like, I'm probably not doing my job well because I literally cannot see what's on this screen. Like, it could be an 8, it could be a 0. I don't know. So it was quite stressful. It was more like, is this meant to happen? Is it gonna be like this forever? It was distressing. So I called Optimax on my lunch hour and said, excuse me, I can't see. Is this normal? Like, I can't see my screen. I'm back at work. I'm stretching my eyes. Should I be straining my eyes? Should I be able to see? Answer my questions. I'm scared. And she was like, oh yeah, like when I got it done, I couldn't really see to pluck my eyebrows, so I'm sure that's normal. I was like, right, convinced. So went back to work, tried again, made the text bigger, dimmed the brightness, struggled a lot, left at 2 because I couldn't cope anymore. I was distressed, I had a headache, I just couldn't see, like it was getting worse every day, or so I felt. So I went home, went straight to bed with a banging headache, woke up the next day, and then I thought, right, I shouldn't be going to, like I really just wanted to give my eyes a break. I felt like I was damaging them from all the straining, and even though it said online and Optimax said that straining them doesn't damage them, it kind of goes against like things that people say and have said my entire life. So it was difficult, but I went in Friday and managed to stay the whole day and struggle through, and I still couldn't see properly. And then over the weekend I really gave my eyes a break and they were a lot better. There were still moments when I'd wake up in the middle of the night and have that feeling of looking directly into the sun, but only like once, not a recurring thing, that just water, and then that'd be alright. So yeah, so then I went back to work on the Monday and it was improved, like it was so much better. And by 2 weeks it was so much better. Like I recommend taking 2 weeks off and then going back, just to avoid the stress of trying to see screens when you can't see screens. It's not fun. And you don't really want to strain your eyes, like for you, can it not hurt your eyes? I don't know, apparently it doesn't damage them, but it can't do them good, can it, when it's causing you actual stress as well and like making them painful for longer. So yeah, so I struggled through work. I would not recommend doing that. And then I had another checkup, I think 2 weeks ago, so 6 weeks. It was like just been fine, really. Been put in, but hadn't even been putting my lubricating drops in, which meant, oh, I had been putting in the ones that they'd given me, probably like once a day, like not religiously, and they weren't, like I could see, like there's still a bit of glare on, like when I'm driving at night and can see like car lights, there's glare around them. It was always like that when I had my glasses and contact lenses in though, so I don't know whether that's just like, I don't think it's like normal. I don't think that everyone has that, but maybe it's something that might go. The optometrist last time I went said that that's more to do with dryness, like the glare and the change now is more to do with dryness. But yeah, will I ever be able to properly see at night? I don't know. I can see enough to drive, it's fine. But apart from that, like pretty good vision. And then yeah, so I went for my checkup. I've officially got 20/20 vision, which is amazing. Just what I wanted. Well, I'll say it's amazing. It's like paid $3.5 grand. So if I didn't have it, it would be unamazing. But I do have it, so it's great. Yeah, so that's pretty much. I think now that it's been 8 weeks, this week actually has been more difficult than previous weeks have been. Like my eyes for some reason have been more dry during the night. I've been waking up with dry, during the day they feel like just a bit dry and like sore, like kind of like a really muted version sometimes of when you get like shampoo in your eye, and kind of like really muted version, so it's not painful but it's just like a feeling that is there. But yeah, most of the time like they're fine, don't even notice anything, and I can see, and a doctor put contact lenses in, and I've had a moment where I've got into bed and thought, oh, my contact lenses, I thought, no, I don't wear them anymore, I can see without aids, which is great because you never know when you're going to need to see without glasses for life-saving reasons. Like imagine if the world was ending and someone like had a thing for glasses and like took them all, and then you needed your eyesight to live. Well, now I'm gonna live, so that's why I'd recommend getting laser eye surgery. No, it's been a really good experience overall, like to be able to see. I would just recommend that people know what they're going into. And I think even if I didn't really want to look at what it was like afterwards before I got it done, because I did think it would put me off. So I knew that there was like possibilities that you might feel this, you might feel that. Like, I didn't want to overthink it, and I didn't want to read like or watch YouTube videos of horror stories. So I only really watched other people's YouTube videos as I was recovering, to kind of get, so as if you were talking to someone else that was going through it and you kind of knew. So for anyone else that is getting it done or going through it, just know that it's not all plain sailing. Like, if you can't see now, do not panic. It'll be fine. I read some horror stories while I was trying to find out if not being able to see close up was normal, and bloody hell, people have had bad times, but they've all like been able to see in the end. So I think, yeah, I hadn't heard anyone literally say that they'd gone blind. There's one video on YouTube of someone saying that they went blind, and it's, when you click on it, it's just clickbait. They have very bad vision. It's not really anything to do with laser eye surgery, I think. Don't quote me on that. So yeah, I definitely recommend it if you hate wearing glasses, sick of wearing contact lenses, want to get good vision now, get it out of the way for the rest of your life, and until you get like whatever it's called, where you get old and can't read close up, which you will get anyway, you should be able to see 20/20 vision.